So tell me why it's the middle of July and it is freezing in Geneva. Like, it's not usually this cold. No, far from it. Usually it's really hot. June was hot, yet July. I'm here with tea, just baked some scones, and I thought that we could so I thought that we could chat a little bit and I could go through a little TBR. I'm all bundled up. I've got my tea and my scone, and then we're gonna just talk about some of the books that I've gotten recently. A little book haul, right? That's what you call it, a book haul. So the first book that I want to talk about is Why Politicians Lie About Trade, and I'm now about halfway through. With the book, and I'm loving it. As a trade girly, that's my expertise. It is very accessible. It's pretty funny, which I mean, trade is not really a book. Trade is not a topic that is known for being especially funny, but I would really recommend it, by Dmitry Grozoubinski. Apologies if I'm... So by Dmitry Grozoubinski, I apologize if I say your name incorrectly. But yeah, it's really accessible for a trade book, and you get to understand some of the intricacies of trade policy. So highly recommend so far. I haven't finished it, but finishing it is on my TBR. So that's the first book. The other book I got was Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. And this one, I guess I was feeling political, and I went with a friend of mine who is also very into, I think they got a different Malcolm Gladwell book. I forget which one they got, but we went together to the bookstore, and this is what we wanted to get. We went to Peyo, not sure how you pronounce it either, and this says that it's an art expert instantly spots a fake, a cop decides whether to shoot, a psychologist accurately predicts a couple's future in minutes. This book is about those moments when we know something without knowing why. It shows that honing your instincts could change the way you think about thinking forever. I know the name Malcolm Gladwell, but I don't think I've actually read any of his work. So I'm excited for that. It's actually kind of cold now. I took too long setting up. The next book is The Material World. So the next book is Material World, A Sustainable Story of Our Past and Future by Ed Conway. So this book kind of goes hand in hand with trade as well, because it looks at a few of our most crucial ingredients or crucial materials and how that has impacted us. So the back of the book reads, sand, salt, iron, copper, oil, and lithium. They built our world, and they will transform our future. They took us from the dark ages to present day. They power our computers and phones, build our homes and offices, and create life-saving medicines. But most of us take these 6 crucial materials completely for granted. In Material World, Ed Conway travels the globe to uncover a secret world we rarely see. As we wrestle with climate change, energy crises, and the threat of new global conflict, Conway shows why these substances matter more than ever before, and how the hidden battle to control them will shape our geopolitical future. So again, we're just hiding that. Yeah, so again, kind of political in nature, but you do get some of that trade and some of the history that I enjoy, getting to see how did we get to our current state. And I have not read this yet. That's why it's just a book haul. Yes, all 3 of those books I got at the same time. I was really on a politics kick, feeling like I wanted to progress in my career and push my thinking. So yeah, now I actually went home to the US for a little while, and then I came back to Switzerland, and my layover, I was in Heathrow, which I usually have beef with Heathrow Airport, but like this time it was actually pretty easy, and they had a bookstore, and it was a buy one get one, and I forgot just how inexpensive books are in the UK compared to some other places. For example, here in Switzerland, so expensive. Almost every book was like 20 franc, which is a lot. Maybe not quite that much. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, basically every book was like 20 franc. So it gets really expensive really fast in Switzerland. That's not really news to anyone. We all know that Switzerland's expensive, but it was really nice to be in a bookstore, even if it was at the airport, and not have to worry about rent. So, the buy one get one, I chose 2 drastically different books because I wasn't sure exactly what I was in the mood for. I read some of Adichie's work when I was in high school, and I remember really enjoying it. So here is her other book, Half of a Yellow Sun. And then the other book that I got, and this one I actually have finished reading, and I finished the other series, and I'll do a whole story time on this one, but was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And when I just was reading it, it sounded like a really fun time to get me back into reading, and a fun fantasy romance. And you have to wait for my full review of the entire series, which I will be posting soon, because I'll admit I did not wait before this book haul before I read it all, and I just blew through the books really fast. So that's my book haul. While it's cold, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my tea, the rest of my scone. Yeah, so I'm just gonna place them here, I suppose. That's my book haul for now. Hopefully it's warmer where you are, unless it's not supposed to be warm. Hopefully it warms up a little bit here in Geneva, because one of the best parts about Geneva and Switzerland is just jumping in the lake during the summer. So the fact that it has been cold almost all of July is a little disappointing, but it does mean I can eat a bunch of soup now still and bake without it being death in the kitchen. So I guess in that regard, no complaints. Bye.